But there's something that happened at a meeting of the Rhode Island, excuse me, of the National Republican Party delegates or state delegates. That's the state chair, and that's the committee man and committee woman from each state, as I understand it. So at least 3 representatives from every state. Of course, at the convention, at the state conventions for each party in the summer, there will also be elected delegates for each presidential candidate there. So, but right now it's the committee man, the committee woman, and it's the state chair of each state. In this case, the Republicans met. I'm not even sure, was it in Texas? I'm not even sure where they met, but they passed a resolution that will likely become part of the platform. Apparently, it passed unanimously, and it was an energy related resolution that I want to go over with you for a few minutes. It passed unanimously. Like I said, it will likely become, or at least be considered as part of their national platform. That won't happen until June or July. But the reason I want to call it out, not only for its generic national public policy implications when it comes to energy, but in the piece I wrote that you can read on oceanstatecurrent.com, I just slightly amended it, changed a few words to change it from a national perspective to a Rhode Island perspective. And I think it's a resolution that state lawmakers and the General Assembly ought to consider passing. And I think it's a resolution that city and town councilors in your localities, and you should tell them about it. It's already written. All they got to do is copy and paste it and vote on it. Because, folks, remember, what Rhode Island has set as a goal to be net zero, carbon free by 2050 is not possible. It's delusional. They're living in their pretend world. All of the above approach is what we need. And fossil fuels are going to be part of that all above approach for many, many, many decades to come. Or else we will ruin our society. We will ruin families. We will ruin businesses. We will ruin our economy. It's just not possible. So read the piece. I'm going to paraphrase some of it here before we move on to our final 2 segments. But I call it a resolution supporting a transformative energy freedom policy for Rhode Island. All right. We all know affordable energy is essential to our health and to our prosperity. It leads to a better way of life, a lower cost of living. There's more job opportunities. We take advantage of all of the above energy resources. And from a national perspective, it also gives us national security not to have to rely on foreign energy sources. We know that fossil fuels have been and will continue to be abundant and affordable and a secure source of energy. We know that in many parts of the world where energy is not readily available, that poverty, available or affordable, I should say, that poverty persists. Affordable, abundant energy enhances prosperity. And whether you believe in climate change or not, whether there is climate change or not, fossil fuel energy allows us to protect ourselves from the climate, whether it's storms, whether it's the heat, or whether it's the cold. Fossil fuels are abundant. They're not ready to go out. We also should be considering nuclear energy. We're shutting down nuclear plants. Nuclear technology has advanced, but the top politics around nuclear is still going backwards. It should not be. It's completely carbon free. It's pretty. I mean, by all accounts, it's now safe and reliable. But we're stuck on some old narratives about no nukes. And America will profit. And Rhode Island would probably end up profiting somehow too if we increased domestic energy supplies, fossil fuel energy supplies. The resolution would say that the Raimondo and the McKee administrations have restricted investment, production, and transport and usage of American fossil fuels in our state. On the false premise, again, the impossible premise that all those fossil fuel energy supplies can be replaced by green sources such as solar and wind. They simply cannot be replaced. It's a false premise. So what can we do? So in a resolution, you have all these whereases that I just gave you, and then you have resolved. Be it resolved that what? So here's what we should do. We should liberate, and I'm going to read from this these four items that you can also read at oceanstatecurrent.com. We should take the following steps to promote and increase our energy security and our energy freedom. One, liberate responsible usage and distribution of domestic energy resources. All right, well, that's fossil fuels, green fuels, whatever, but liberate it. Just let the market decide and let people decide what they want. No more mandates, no more overtaxation on this or that, no more preferences. Two, end preferences for unreliable green electricity. It's just not reliable. We know when the wind doesn't blow and the sun doesn't shine, what are we going to do? Three, ensure that all existing and future air emission standards incorporate realistic cost-benefit analysis. We got to go back and look at every regulation out there and any new one. What's the benefit? What's the cost? Let's do that analysis. Let's be transparent about it, as we talked about earlier. And then let's have lawmakers be accountable to their votes. Four, and this is the most practical one, we should withdraw Rhode Island from California, California's Air Resources Board electric vehicle mandates. That's gonna mandate that no more gasoline-powered cars be sold in this state next decade, by the early to mid next decade. We should withdraw from the regional greenhouse gas initiative, nicknamed RGGI, which artificially dries up electricity prices because they're going to go up even more. And we should withdraw from we should repeal all current energy mandates that punish Ocean State motorists and energy consumers instead of fostering innovation and providing choices in an all of the above approach. And number five, we should unleash nuclear energy. So be it resolved that all members of the Rhode Island General Assembly should urge the governor and all state agencies and energy committees to advance energy reform policies that liberates Ocean State energy for the benefit of all.